Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A thin flat slab of fired clay used for roofing. A flat thin rectangular slab, as of fired clay or rubber or linoleum, used to cover surfaces. Cover with tiles. Tile the wall and the floor of the bathroom. Game equipment consisting of a flat thin piece marked with characters and used in board games like Mahjong, Scrabble, etc. A thin flat slab of fired clay used for roofing. Building material used in constructing roofs. Block consisting of a thick piece of something. A recording of a song that was first recorded or made popular by somebody else. They made a cover of a Beatles song. Form a cover over. The grass covered the grave. Clothe, as if for protection from the elements. Cover your head. A fixed charge by a restaurant or nightclub over and above the charge for food and drink. The act of concealing the existence of something by obstructing the view of it. The cover concealed their guns from enemy aircraft. Travel across or pass over. The caravan covered almost 100 miles each day. Span an interval of distance, space or time. The period covered the turn of the century. A covering that serves to conceal or shelter something. Under cover of darkness. Include in scope. Include as part of something broader. Have as one sphere or territory. This should cover everyone in the group. Fire that makes it difficult for the enemy to fire on your own individuals or formations. Artillery provided covering fire for the withdrawal. Put something on top of something else. Cover the meat with a lot of gravy. A natural object that covers or envelops. Under a covering of dust. The protective covering on the front, back, and spine of a book. Make up for shortcomings or a feeling of inferiority by exaggerating good qualities. Bedding that keeps a person warm in bed. He pulled the covers over his head and went to sleep. Hide from view or knowledge. The president covered the fact that he bugged the offices in the White House. Be responsible for reporting the details of, as in journalism. The cub reporter covered New York City. Covering for a hole, especially a hole in the top of a container. Put the cover back on the kettle. Act on verbally or in some form of artistic expression. The course covered all of Western civilization. Sit on, eggs. The female covers the eggs. Protect by insurance. The insurance won't cover this. Cover as if with a shroud. Copulate with a female, used especially of horses. The horse covers the mare. A false identity and background, especially one created for an undercover agent. Her new name and passport or cover for her next assignment. Be responsible for guarding an opponent in a game. Be sufficient to meet, defray, or offset the charge or cost of. Is this enough to cover the check? Help out by taking someone's place and temporarily assuming his responsibilities. She is covering for our secretary who is ill this week. Hold within range of an aimed firearm. Invest with a large or excessive amount of something. She covered herself with glory. Maintain a check on, especially by patrolling. The second officer covered the top floor. Play a higher card than the one previously played. Smith covered again. Protect or defend, a position in a game. He covered left field. Provide for. The grant doesn't cover my salary. Provide with a covering or cause to be covered. Cover her face with a handkerchief. Spread over a surface to conceal or protect. This paint covers well. To take an action to protect against future problems. Count the cash in the drawer twice just to cover yourself. Repair by adding pieces. She pieced the china cup. A portion of a natural object. He needed a piece of granite. Eat intermittently. Take small bites of. He pieced at the sandwich all morning. An item that is an instance of some type. He designed a new piece of equipment. A share of something. A period of indeterminate length, usually short, marked by some action or condition. I need to rest for a piece. A musical work that has been created. A work of art of some artistic value. It is not known who created this piece. An instance of some kind. It was a nice piece of work. Create by putting components or members together. She pieced a quilt. A portable gun. Game equipment consisting of an object used in playing certain board games. He sacrificed a piece to get a strategic advantage. To join or unite the pieces of. A serving that has been cut from a larger portion. A piece of pie. A distance. It is down the road a piece. An artistic or literary composition. He wrote an interesting piece on Iran. A separate part of a whole. An important piece of the evidence. Join during spinning. Piece the broken pieces of thread, slivers, and rovings. Someone who serves in the armed forces, a member of a military force. An adult person who is male, as opposed to a woman. A manservant who acts as a personal attendant to his employer. Jeeves was Bertie Wooster's man. One of the British Isles in the Irish Sea. Any living or extinct member of the family Hominidae characterized by superior intelligence, articulate speech, and erect carriage. All of the living human inhabitants of the earth. She always used humankind, because mankind seemed to slight the women. Game equipment consisting of an object used in playing certain board games. A male person who plays a significant role, husband or lover or boyfriend, in the life of a particular woman. She takes good care of her man. A male subordinate. He awaited word from his man in Havana. An adult male person who has a manly character, virile and courageous, competent. The army will make a man of you. Provide with workers. We cannot man all the desks. Take charge of a certain job. Occupy a certain workplace. Mr. Smith manned the reception desk in the morning. The generic use of the word to refer to any human being. It was every man for himself. A roofing tile with a S shape, laid so that curves overlap. A tile shaped so as to cover the hip of a hip roof. A decorative tile that is bent in cross-section, used to cover the ridge of a roof. A tile shaped so as to cover the hip of a hip roof. A small square tile of stone or glass used in making mosaics. Fit together exactly, of identical shapes. Triangles tessellate. Tile with tesserae. Tessellate the kitchen floor. A roof made of fired clay tiles. The dead body of a human being. Honor comes to bless the turf that wraps their clay. United States politician responsible for the Missouri Compromise between free and slave states, 1777 to 1852. United States general who commanded United States forces in Europe from 1945 to 1949 and who oversaw the Berlin airlift, 1897 to 1978. Water-soaked soil. Soft wet earth. A very fine-grained soil that is plastic when moist but hard when fired.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.